Well, I want to thank you also. I'd just add to that, but I do want to thank you for what you just said, because it's been very unfair to the United States. We had a very good G7 meeting. That's where Giuseppe and I became friends. I think we were probably more closely aligned than anybody else in the room. But it was a great meeting in every respect. I would say it was very good. And NATO in particular. I went to NATO. And NATO was essentially going out of business because people weren't paying, and it was going down, down, down. You just have to look at the line. I came along last year, and in a fairly nice tone, I said, you got to pay. And they paid $44 billion more. And this year, I said it in a little bit stronger tone. And they're paying hundreds of billions of dollars more over the years. And NATO will be strong again. And if you speak to Secretary General Stoltenberg, I think he's the biggest fan of Trump, because he said we couldn't collect money until President Trump came along. And he said last year we collected $44 billion, and this year the money is pouring in. But it's like the Prime Minister said, we really talk about imbalance. We were treated very unfairly. The United States was treated very, very unfairly, because we're shouldering anywhere from 70 to 90% of the cost of NATO. That's not fair. It's not fair, especially when you take Germany, and Germany's paying 1%, a little more than 1%, and they're buying and paying tremendous amounts of money to Russia. So we're supposed to protect countries from Russia, but they're paying Russia billions and billions of dollars for the energy. Not good, not a good situation, and I let it be known. So the bottom line is the NATO countries are now paying a lot more money, and NATO's become a lot stronger because of it. And I appreciate your answer. Thank you. Please.
Posso aggiungere, scusami Donald, lo dico da chi ha una grande esperienza come avvocato. Voi avete un presidente che è un fortissimo difensore degli interessi americani, del popolo americano, un terribile negoziatore. E mi dicono che c'è una prenotazione di Maria Luisa Rossi Hawkins del gruppo Mediaset.
And the question is, sir, despite its terrific potential, the Italian economy underperforms regularly. Given your stellar success in the U.S. economy, what do you think would reignite the Italian economy, and what role do you think the EU should play in it? And President Conte, do you think President Trump's formula would work in Italy as well?
Well, I can answer. The biggest thing Italy needs is great leadership, and they have it right now. I really honestly believe the Prime Minister is going to do a tremendous job on economic development. In addition to borders, you know, for economic development, you need borders also. But you have a man that's going to do a terrific job. I have no doubt about it at all. He knows how to sell. He knows how to promote really a great product, because they make among the greatest products. I won't mention their names, but they are great. I have some of them. And Italy makes great product, and I think it's going to do very well economically, and we're there to help. We have had record numbers. I've been here for a little more than a year and a half, and we've had record numbers. We've had numbers that nobody believed possible, especially if you look at one particular fact that was not reported very much, trade deficit, $52 billion reduction in the trade deficit for the quarter. And I think probably Steve Mnuchin, Treasury, is here, and Mike Pompeo, I think nobody would have thought that would be possible so quickly. $52 billion reduction in the trade deficit for the quarter. I think that Italy is going to be able to do the same thing, slightly different numbers, but the same thing.
What role should the European Union play in the matter, sir? In the recognition
You're asking me what?
What role do you think the European Union should play in the reignition?
Well, that's up to them. I don't want to get involved in that. Look, the European Union, Jean-Claude and I had a fantastic meeting last week. We were having a hard time, and then I did mention tariffs on cars, and we got along very well. Very well. I think they're going to treat us very fairly, and we're going to treat them fairly. But as you know, it's been a one-way street. The European Union has totally taken advantage of the United States. We can't let that happen. Not fair to the United States. And by the way, Italy has a $31 billion surplus with the United States, meaning we have a $31 billion trade deficit. with Italy, and we discussed that, and we'll work something out. We're going to work something out, okay? Thank you.
Quanto a me, sono molto invidioso dei numeri, dei fattori di crescita dell'economia americana. Ne abbiamo parlato prima con Donald, ovviamente in qualche modo sono sistemi incomparabili perché sono grandezze completamente diverse, però quello che posso dire è che sono ad un tempo invidioso ma anche ambizioso come leader di governo della mia economia di fare tanto, molto più di quel che si è fatto in passato. Stiamo preparando una serie di riforme strutturali che porteremo all'attenzione anche dei nostri partner europei, perché tra cui non vorrei che fosse messa da parte anche la riforma fiscale, che qui è stata una leva anche per la crescita economica e che generalmente costituisce, se ben costruita, una leva per la crescita economica. Ma noi stiamo lavorando anche per la semplificazione normativa, burocratica, amministrativa, stiamo lavorando per colpire le sacche di corruzione, stiamo lavorando per accelerare i processi civili, i procedimenti esecutivi. Sono tutti questi i fattori, insieme al reddito di cittadinanza che dà un sostegno per coloro che perdono l'impiego per essere riavviati al lavoro, sono tutte queste le riforme che riteniamo consentiranno di costruire quella leva economica nel nostro Paese perché possa agganciare crescite a questo tasso come negli Stati Uniti.
I have another question, if I may, for the both of you.
I do think this, one of the biggest things that we've done, obviously the massive tax cuts, but maybe equal to, would be the tremendous cuts in regulation. And I know Italy well, and they have a lot of regulation, and I have no doubt that the Prime Minister, Giuseppe, will be working very hard on that. But I think, Giuseppe, I can say from our standpoint, one of the most important things we did was cutting massively these horrible regulations, and I believe so strongly in the environment. I want the cleanest air, the cleanest water, the cleanest everything, the best everything. But you had 10 regulations for every point in some cases. It was ridiculous. It would take many years to get a highway or a road approved. We have that way down. We have it down to 2 years, and it'll hopefully be down to 1. And it may get rejected, but at least it's going to go quickly. So we want regulation, but it's got to be cut to a minimum and do the trick. And I think that Italy will follow suit. I know they've looked at it very strongly, and they're going to follow suit. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Roberta Rampton of Reuters, please. Roberta. Hello, Roberta.
Under what conditions? And have there been any preliminary discussions about something like that?
I'll meet with anybody. I believe in meeting. The Prime Minister said it better than anybody can say it. Speaking to other people, especially when you're talking about potentials of war and death and famine and lots of other things, you meet. There's nothing wrong with meeting. We met, as you know, with Chairman Kim, and you haven't had a missile fired off in 9 months. We got our prisoners back. So many things have happened so positive. But meeting with people, I had a great meeting, in my opinion. Of course, the fake news didn't cover it that way, but I had a great meeting with President Putin of Russia. I think it was a great meeting in terms of the future, in terms of safety and economic development and protecting Israel and protecting everybody. I thought it was a great meeting. Great meeting with NATO. I just explained NATO. Hundreds of billions of dollars more money will be paid into NATO, the coffers of NATO, and much already has. So I believe in meeting. I would certainly meet with Iran if they wanted to meet. I don't know that they're ready yet. They're having a hard time right now. But I ended the Iran deal. It was a ridiculous deal. I do believe that they will probably end up wanting to meet, and I'm ready to meet anytime they want to. And I don't do that from strength or from weakness. I think it's an appropriate thing to do. If we could work something out that's meaningful, not the waste of paper that the other deal was, I would certainly be willing to meet.
Do you have preconditions for that meeting?
No preconditions, no. They want to meet, I'll meet. Anytime they want. Anytime they want. It's good for the country, good for them, good for us, and good for the world. No preconditions. If they want to meet, I'll meet.
Prime Minister, I wanted to ask if you and the President, you talked about the need to stabilize Libya. I wanted to ask if you and the President discussed working together on energy production in Libya in some way,